Hello everybody, welcome to my page. Today I'm going to show you a little bit of how to put a jacket on this rabbit. You can change his whole appearance. My name is Judy Mullins. I live in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. My business name is Vintage to Chic. Glad to have you join us today. I have already done this little guy. I done him a couple of days ago. And what I'm going to do is show you how to transform him by putting a coat on him. You can put a coat, or you could make it into a dress. This guy doesn't have a really tell whether he's a boy or a girl, so you can dress him any way you like. But I blinged him up a little bit here on the edges, so with a little bit of bling, so you can call him whatever. But I found him at TJ Maxx. I picked up a few of them. You can buy all kinds of bunnies around Easter time. You can buy them in all different designs. And he's pretty like he is. The only thing is you can change him, bring him up a level or two by just dressing him up a little bit. Him or her, whatever. Okay? The first thing I done, when you purchase these, they're not painted very well. So I went back in and I matched the color on the carrot, and I took a small brush and I painted, which it happened to be an orange that is called, this is called Burnt Orange, and it's by Decoupage. So that's what kind of matched, that's what that come on the carrot. So I went in and I redone all the little trim here, because you'll see when you buy them, they're kind of messy when when you get them. And I cleaned all that up and made all the edges straight and finished painting underneath there because I wanted him finished. And I'm going to show you how to put a jacket on him today. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my pencil, and I'm going to draw where I want his coat to be. So I'm going to come right in here in the top, and I'm going to make it a V-neck. It's going to come down around the bottom and be a V-neck up here in the neckline. So I'm going to take my pencil and just put me a little line down in there in a V-neck. V design, and I'm going to go over here on the other side and do the same thing, pulling a little line out on that side. Now I'm going to take that up and go right around his neck. This is making his collar around him. I'll just take my pencil. If you edge little hatch marks, you'll be able to make a straight line instead of trying to going all the way around with one continuous line. You can do a lot better if you just do it a little bit at a time. Now I'm going to go down here on his arms. I want him to have sleeves, so I'm going to go down here and go around his arms a little bit where I want my sleeves to end on each arm over here. Okay, and that one. Come back and do this one. Now I'm going to come down here to the body, and I'm going to bring his jacket down on this side. Let's see what I've done over here on this one. On this one, I'm going to start right up here under the arm. And I'm going to edge it right down through here. Bring it right down till it's going to go around and right around the top of his tail. Do the same thing over on this side, kind of making it, where I've kind of look over here to see where I went, and do about the same equal line over here. Okay. Then I'm just going to bring that right around up over his leg. Bring my little marks down through there. And I'm going to come right here and go right at the top of his tail and continue right on around until I meet that line. I know this is hard for you to see right now, but you'll see it as I put it on there. See, I got a little bit of orange paint on the leg there. I'll have to clean that off. Now I've got his jacket going right in here. And you could have, if it's according to what kind of napkin you're going to use, this one covered pretty good, this one on the color that's already on here. But if you're using a napkin that you think is not going to show good, then go in with your paintbrush and paint this white. Paint this section all white first. But mine turned out, I left it like it was, and it turned out it just kind of made a shadow in his jacket there, which was perfectly fine for me. I was pleased with that. So I'm not going to change that. I'm just going to leave it alone. Now you want a napkin that has a continuous pattern. This that you don't have to match. See this napkin? This is called a cocktail napkin. It's a small one. And there's a pattern on here that you don't have to worry about matching. It's not something where you have to join it in a particular place to get it on there. So this is what I'm going to use. I've got a piece of one here where I started on my other one. But this one, I'm going to separate my napkin. They usually have 3 plies. Some of them, every now and then, you'll find some that only have 2 plies on them. But this one has 3. When I took the first one apart, I realized I'd only took one section off, so I had to go back. So that's how I know it has 3 pieces on it. And it's a little hard for me to get apart. I should have put some tape on my finger or something. Let's try a little bit of my Mod Podge. Take a little bit of your Mod Podge and put it on your finger, and then pull it back. And usually your glue, whatever you're using, that'll separate your napkin for you. That'll help you to get it apart. Or at least I hope it will. That one don't seem to want to come apart for me. Okay, now I got it. Okay, I'm going to pull all that off. Don't need that bottom piece. I use Mod Podge. That's my go-to. I like it. I put a little water in it. It is too thick when you come out of the bottle, so I put a little bit of water in mine to make it the texture that I need. Okay, and I keep it in just a little cup here. Now what I'm going to do first is do all my straight edges. Do all my, where I need it to be straight, I'm going to do all that first. So I'm going to start right over here in his, right up here in the top of his neck here. And I'm going to get me a little strip, little piece of this straight edge off of this, off the side of the napkin where it's straight. Have to excuse me, I've had a cold for a week. Okay. I'm going to go right in here, set that little piece in and keep it right on that straight edge for his neck. Okay, now I don't want to try to go around the neck because it won't, that napkin won't turn for me, so I'm going to tear it off there. Then I'm going to take my brush. Let me get me a little smaller brush over here, and I'm going to put me just a little bit of Mod Podge, a little bit of glue, I'm going to call it, a little bit of glue right here on his neckline. That's going to get my first piece in there. I'm going to set that right in there, making the straight edge go right up his shoulder, and then go right in over top of it. Once you get a little bit of glue on there to hold it in place, then it'll go in just by you putting the glue on the top of it. Okay. Don't make it real wet, because that takes it a long time to dry, and sometimes you'll get your fingers in that if it's real wet, and it'll pull your napkin off. So just put enough on there to glue it down with is all that you need. Now see, I don't have to worry about it joining that thing. I need to, or joining that piece, because I can't overlap this one. I'm going to go right down here around his arm. I'm going to cut me out another piece, pull me off another piece here that's going to go around the cuff. I need just enough to get it around that cuff, right down in there. That'll join my whole little section down in there and take it right around the arm. That gives me a straight line at the cuff of his shirt. You want to do all those straight edges first. You can do this on any piece you've got, and if you'll see a lot of the rabbits out there, they've got them, you know, they've decorated them with, do their coats and stuff like this, and it's not hard to do. It's just a little bit of time to piece it all in there. I'm going to take it right on around his arm here, right down underneath there. The edging is the you know, most tedious part. Get it on, and then the rest of it just falls on, just goes right into place. Okay, see, I've got that whole corner there in. I've got it down in his neck, and right on down in there to, you know, to cover that section. Go right in here, got a little piece of napkin showing there that I don't want to show, so I'm going to push it right back off of that carrot. Now I'm going to go right on around the collar here. I need another little straight edge, and I'm going to piece it on a little bit at a time and go right around where his collar goes. Have to put it in little sections because we're going around, and that's curved a little bit. So we're going to put it in small sections. And right up here, go right around. Now I'm right over here in the other side where his neck is. Need to go right down in there with a piece. Around that, right down around that pumpkin, around that carrot a little bit. Pull it right up out of there. See, that's a little bit hard getting in that corner there, but you got it. Just lay it in there and take your brush and just kind of glue it down. And I overlapped that little section there, but you'll never, that it covers. There's no matching to the pattern. You don't have to worry about that. It's going to look like it all matches up because that's the way your napkin's made. Okay, now I'm right down in here with the piece. Let's get this other cuff done. Get over here and get me a little piece to go around the cuff. Okay, that's not a straight edge. I'm going to have to go to my new napkin. And go right down here on the cuff of his sleeve. Okay. His face is pretty. He's otherwise he's beautiful. So once you get this on, we put him some eyebrows on. I think it's about the only other thing I done to him was make some eyebrows for him because his mouth, maybe do some little bit of outlining. His mouth and stuff is all good. So you don't have to worry about any of that. Go right down in here now and put the rest of his jacket on the sleeve there. Just use as small a pieces as you need to get in there to get those straight edges. When you get in a bigger area, use as large a pieces as you can do. When you're doing decoupage like this, I like to use as large of a piece as I can get in that space. That's less work I have to do. Once I get all the edging on, then it goes real good. Now see, I've got his shirt. I've got both of the collars, both of it down in there on the collars, and I've got it right around the top of his neck. Now I'm going to jump down here on this edge, do right down here underneath this arm. Right in here, this piece will go. See, this is a little bigger piece here, as long as I got a straight edge there, because all of his back has to be covered. That piece just fits right in there, just like I cut it to go there. It's cold in Tennessee this week. And it should be really warm, and the birds are singing and all. Weather's real iffy all over. Okay, now I got another piece there around the bottom. Let's go down around the bottom now. Go right down here and start around the tail of his jacket. Okay, I'm going to go right up against his tail and around it. I'm not going to put nothing on his tail, so I need a little tiny piece to go right in there. We're going to go around the tail. Still got a little straight edge down there at the bottom. Around to the other side. See, now I've got a corner here. I may be able to get that whole corner in. Get that, use the corner of my napkin there to my benefit and put this edge in right here. Right on the edge of his jacket here. Well, I keep picking it up in the wrong way, don't I? Okay, I believe that's going to work. I got one little tiny piece to go in right there. You just got to do it like working a puzzle. Okay. Now, I've got a big piece here. I can just go right in here on his back anywhere and put this piece right in there. See where it best fits. I think it'll go in just like that. So let's put a little bit of glue on there. Okay, see, all I got left now is to go on the inner part of the body. Got all the way around his bottom line. Come right back up here to the arm. Get this arm covered. Down under here. See how I need to turn that to get it in there good. Okay. Stick your piece in there first before you put your glue on. Then you'll know you're not having any problem getting it in there. Then put you just a little bit of glue to get it started. And then just go on top of it, because these napkins are so thin that you can just cover right over top of them. You know, you can bring your glue right on there. You don't have to have any glue underneath it once you get it started. Get it down there, it's going to stay in place. See, that little section in the back is all that I lack. Now I can go back to my other one that I already had cut off and get me a big piece. See, I can take a big piece now and work it in there. And I will have a lot less work. Put a little bit of glue on, just enough to stick it on there. And then put it in there and go to town. Now I got some little spots just here and there that need to be covered. I'll come right in here and put another piece. And this napkin is so thin, if you put layers of it on, it's not going to matter either. It's going to just be, you know, it'll look just fine. You won't even know there's layers in there. You just want to get it all covered. Got like 1 or 2 more little spots and then I'm done with the jacket. Right over here is a little spot needs to be covered. Make sure you got him all covered. Okay, this will be my last little place to cover. There's so many napkins out there with continuous patterns on them. And some really pretty. Blue's real popular right now. But you could use anything, you know, any color, any design, any flower you wanted to put in there. Okay. Okay. I think I got him on. I do. Now see, some of that kind of turned the white of the napkin into beige because of his undercoat, his body, but that's okay, because that just looks, you know, that looks fine the way it is. No big deal. Okay, just make sure you got all your little pieces glued down. Okay. Now, the only other thing I'm going to do is put some eyelashes on him and trim his nail, put a little bit of dark in his nails, maybe where his mouth is at. Just some little bitty stroke work. I'm going to use black, and I'm going to use what you call a striper or a liner brush. So anytime I use that, I put it in the water, put it in my paint, pull my paint out a little bit so it's just about like ink, and load my brush. I want that to give me a real fine line. Now when I put his eyelashes in here, I don't want them to be one little stroke in there. I'm going to put them in just like they were hairs growing in there. Okay, take my little finger and hold it in place here. This is, the one on this side's harder to do than the other side. You'll always have an easy side and a hard side. Just going to pull up some little bitty hairlines like around through there. And curve them right around his eye, just like he's got a eyebrow there. See? Made him a little tiny eyebrow there. I'm going to do the same thing over on the other side. Come in here and just kind of see. Now this right side is easy for me. If you have a good side and a bad side, always do your bad side first. The one that's hardest for you, do it first, because it's easier to match that one than it is to do the real pretty side and then try to match it. So it's harder to do. Ooh, got my finger on that. See, you have to be careful. I touched the wet one. Okay, and we'll go in here and put a little bit of this in his mouth here, just a little line in there to put a little bit of color in the mouth. Okay, we'll do the same thing on his fingers here. I want to separate his fingers with a little bit of a line. Do the same with his toes. Put a little water on your brush. Your paint has to be real thin to come off of there real easy because you're holding it straight up and only using the tip end of that brush. The tip hairs is all you're using. See, right down here on the bottom. Put one. And I got him done. Got him all the napkin in. Now I'm going to show you what I done around the edges. I can't do that until that's dry. So I'm going to set him over there. And after he's good and dry, I will put some bling around his edges. And the bling that I use comes from Hobby Lobby, and it comes on a card like this. You'll find it in the paper studio where the scrapbook stuff is at. And this is all self-sticking. When you pull it out of here, it peels off in strips. See, it peels off in strips like this, and you can just cut it to any size you need, and then it's self-sticking, sticks on, and you can put it on. And that's what I put around his coat. I used a bigger one. I used a bigger bead here at the bottom. They come on a package where they're mixed like this. And these are only like $1.99. So if you catch them on the week that they're on sale, you get them half price for that. I went around this up here, and I just used different sizes of those beads. You could put any kind, and they're self-sticking, and they stay on really, really well. And then I sprayed him with the clear acrylic spray, which I use. I take him outside. Don't do anything else to him. I will put some polka dots on that egg. See, this egg, I painted it green and put some polka dots on it. This one, I'm going to leave it pink. It's pretty as pink. And I will put some black polka dots on this egg. Okay? And I will spray it. This is the varnish that I use. This is Rust-Oleum's 2-in-1 Ultra Cover, and it's gloss. Just take it outside and hold it up and do the bottom of your piece first. Spray it, bring it in, let it dry. If it's summertime, you can leave it outside to dry. But like today is chilly outside, so I don't want to do that because sometimes this stuff cracks on your piece or paint. If you're painting outside and the weather's not good, you'll have problems with your paint. After I do that, I'll varnish it and get it varnished and nice and shiny, and then it is finished. See, he will turn out just like this one. We start, and then we have a pair of them. See how pretty they are? You'll have them finished. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed today. Hope you'll come along, subscribe, and come along and watch some of the other videos I have on here. And I appreciate all of you. Have a good day.